The Rugby League World Cup final is upon us, but I want to learn a little bit more about what happened in 1995, the 100-year centenary.
Fino in the corner! Fino for Tonga has scored! He's picked up a loose pass from the New Zealand team. The bench go wild. We may have a major upset on our hands here with Tonga. The underdogs from the South Pacific taking on mighty New Zealand and currently leading 20 points to 12.
1995 was important because it was the centenary of the game, so a World Cup was held to mark the centenary, but it was also the first, if you like, real World Cup competition. For a whole variety of reasons. The World Cup before that had a limited number of teams. It was played in odd formats, it was played over long periods and then short periods. But 1995 was the first time it was organised in what we would say is a traditional World Cup format. Group stages, playoffs, resulting in a final, just like football's World Cup, which is obviously the model for our World Cup.
That's interesting. The thing is, when I think of rugby league, I don't really know and think of enough countries that play it. England and Australia are the two main countries that I think would play it. And in my opinion, and this is what is still the problem with having a World Cup with rugby league, and this is what you've seen this year's World Cup, is that there aren't enough quality teams. So you can almost predict that Australia are going to win it. That's going to be happening today if you're watching this on day of release. Australia versus Samoa. I'm shocked England didn't get to the final. But some of the results, there have been absolute hammerings. And I think that has been a bit of a downfall, in my opinion, for Rugby League World Cup. I don't think it's been exciting to watch. I don't think it's been fun. Granted, England-Samoa, that semi-final game, looked absolutely incredible. But it's only getting good really at the latter stages of the tournament. Hopefully, since 1995 and having more teams involved, it's only pushing the sport up. Hopefully, it's improving the quality from these smaller countries. These countries that I would never have thought played rugby league.
Not only that, it also brought into the rugby league fold nations that hadn't previously been on the international stage. Tonga, Samoa.
To think they're now in the final, Samoa are in the final, and they only joined really in 1995. Wow, even that's some progress, even though they got hammered by England in the group stage and then beat England. Madness. But incredible story for Samoa, definitely.
Fiji, South Africa, and this led to a great tournament. Anybody who's at the time will remember it with great fondness. There were some great games, not just those games involving England, Australia and New Zealand. In particular, there was an incredible match, Wales versus Samoa at Swansea, which everybody who was there or saw it on TV will remember forever. And it generated fantastic crowds. People went to see matches between teams that they'd never thought of as rugby league teams before. And so that meant that the World Cup had found its home, it found its format.
I love that it's World Cup 2021, obviously delayed. It's a weird one, as I said, because there aren't enough quality teams in rugby league to make it a proper competitive spectacle. But by the sounds of it, it's slowly getting there, and it can only be done over time with investment within, with TV being shown. Look, we all know Australia is the pinnacle of rugby league in terms of quality, and I would say you would think England are second on that. Just so happens they're third or fourth with this World Cup. I'm really looking forward to watching the final, Australia versus Samoa. That's interesting to know that, I said, that the World Cup format as it is now was it's only what, 27 years old? Fairly new system. So great to see all the teams now getting involved. Some countries that, as I said, I barely even heard of. But that's great. The game is expanding, hopefully, and the game is improving. I'll catch you next time.